If I had to go from 0 to 7 figures with a brand new business in under 12 months, here's exactly what I'd do. If you don't know who I am, my name is Nicholas Kirchner. I'm a 4-time 7-figure plus business owner, and I sold my first company at the age of 21. So I know a thing or two about the process that I'm about to explain to you. Now, going from 0 to 7 figures in under 12 months is actually not that difficult, assuming you have the right process to follow, and disclaimer, a really aggressive work ethic. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and tell you that it's easy, but with the right process, it is possible. All right, so to go from 1 to 10K a month, here's exactly the steps that I'm going to be focused on. Number one, we need to actually establish an offer that the market wants. Well, what does the market want when you're at 0 to 10K a month? They want results and they want low risk. So we're going to do a couple of things to make that happen. The first thing is that we have to actually make sure that we have the outcome correct. What is the client actually wanting us to get to? That's going to be a picture of success. So for example, I'm going to use a local lead gen agency just because it's top of mind for me right now. So we're going to do local lead gen, and we're going to do this for home service. Now, like I said, they want a couple of things. Number one, they want leads. And number two, they want low risk. So I'm going to say, I'm going to get you 20 exclusive leads in under 30 days for free. Now, we're not going to charge free forever, but what this does is it allows us to start having sales conversations and have a 30-day free trial where they just pay for ad spend. So I would say, hey, I'm going to run the offer completely for free. And if it works out after 30 days, this is going to be what the retainer goes to. Here's how you're going to get the leads, and you'll lay out the whole process for them. But this reduces the risk to basically zero. They just have to pay ad spend. And I would give some predefined number. Maybe it's $250, maybe it's $500. You don't want to go too low, otherwise you're not going to be able to provide this result. But I would say $500 to $1,000 is going to be a good place to start on this, and somewhere I've started many times before. So that is the first piece from 1 to 10K a month that we're going to want to get sorted out. So step number 2 from 0 to 10K a month is going to be figuring out a channel to get your first customers. We need to do some marketing to actually get clients. So for my niche that I'm talking about here, home service contractors, what am I going to be doing? I'm probably going to hit some Facebook outreach. I'm going to probably do some cold email, and eventually my acquisition strategy is going to be heavily on paid ads. So depending on your situation, whether you have some startup capital or you don't, I would probably just jump to paid ads right away if you do. But in the event that you don't, what I would go for is one of these lower cost options. Facebook outreach is straight up free, just effort. Cold email, a little bit of infrastructure setup, some software, a couple $100 a month to run that. And then paid ads obviously varies on how quickly you want to run these tests. Now, the key here is actually just picking one channel to go with and not trying to test all of these at the same time. We're trying to get our very first clients, and our marketing stack is going to get more sophisticated the longer time goes on, and as we hit some of those revenue tiers north of 10K a month. So really, we just need to pick a marketing channel and go with it and do the appropriate volume of outreach. And the last thing we need to learn here at 0 to 10K a month is learning how to sell. And if you've never sold before, this is probably going to be one of the hardest pieces that you actually learn in going from 0 to 10K per month. So I'm going to break it down step by step for you. So the first thing that we need to do when we actually book a conversation from any of the marketing outreach methods that we do is we need to go into a discovery process. So the discovery process I like to follow goes as such. We want to talk about their current state, which is where is the business right now? What are their goals? And what have they tried so far? Number 2 is their desired state. So let's say that our home service contracting business is only getting 5 leads per month right now. They're completely reliant on referrals, but their desired state is that they have stability in their lead flow and they're actually scaling their business month over month, but they need 20 leads to do that. So the gap here is we need to generate 15 more leads than they're getting and get them off of relying on referrals. Third is going to be the cost of current state. And this is where we're going to say, okay, what are we missing out on by not having these 15 leads, right? Are they not able to hire the right people? Are they not able to expand their crews? Are they not able to actually grow their business? Are they not able to take a vacation? Like, all of these desires are really what we're trying to vet out within this sales conversation. Now, what this is going to do is allow you to get all of the data you need to actually tee up to pitch your service. So now we know where they are, where they want to go, and what it's costing them to actually stay where they are and not solve this problem. All right, so now that we know this information, we're actually ready to go ahead and make our offer. Hey, do you mind if I take the next 10 minutes to share with you a little bit how I think we can help? Cool. Then you're actually just going to go through your offer and then go into closing the sale and getting them started. Now, reminder, our risk on their side is pretty much zero outside of their ad spend. So it should be a pretty easy sale to close. And it's really just a volume game from here. Where I see people get stuck at this level is you're just not doing the right level of volume. You're not doing the level of execution required to actually develop the skill set and get good at this. So now we graduate and we hit 10K a month. And if we were to go from 10K a month to 50K a month, here's exactly what we need to do. The first thing we need is we need to start getting leverage over our time, right? Because as we start to close clients, we're now doing sales, marketing, fulfillment, all of the billing, everything that goes along with building a client services business. So what I want to do is start getting some of my time back. So I'm going to look at my first hires here. And typically this is going to be someone that's an EA or like a marketing assistant, because what they can do is they can not only help on my internal marketing side to get more clients, but they can also help do some of the marketing work that I'm completing for the actual clients to get them their outcome. The second thing I'm going to want to do is delegate tasks to them. And how I recommend doing this is documenting with some simple Loom videos exactly how you are actually completing these steps. Then you can just pass it off to them and they have a reference of what a good job looks like for this specific thing. Number three, I'm going to continue scaling the original client acquisition method that got me my first deals. Once again, every method that I listed can scale. You can scale both outreach and paid ads. So it doesn't matter what channel you chose on the last step. It just matters that we do more of it now and figure out what we need to do. Do we need to add inboxes? Do we need to up ad spend and our creative production? Depending on what you chose, it's pretty straightforward. And lastly, in this phase, we need to figure out how to market ourselves. What I mean by this is, what are we actually going to do from a brand building perspective? And this is where you need to decide, hey, am I going to build behind the brand or the logo and not have a face on this company? Or am I going to go the personal brand route? If this is a business that you intend on running for a while, I'm 100% going to go the personal brand route and actually get in front of the camera, start creating content like you're watching right now, and developing that thought leadership and expertise so that you can start being the trusted person in your market, no matter who you serve. All right, so now we've graduated from 50K a month all the way to 100K per month. So what does this phase look like? At 50K a month, the first thing that we need to focus on is scaling our onboarding process, because we've gotten a good amount of clients up to this point. But if we're really going to accelerate and continue to grow the business, this pace is going to pick up very significantly. So we need to make sure our systems can handle it. So what does this look like? We want to make sure that we are getting the right client information quickly, that we're doing our initial analysis on it, that we're communicating to our clients what it is that we're doing and laying out the next steps for them and getting them to the end result as quickly as possible. And this metric is called time to first value. So at what point do we actually deliver something valuable to the client relative to their onboarding process? So in this scenario, I would be measuring how quickly do I actually get my client their first deal as a result of the leads that I'm providing them. because everything we need to do to get that client to stick around is just reducing the feeling that they've paid for something and it hasn't paid off yet. So I'm looking to get that gap as small as possible. The next thing we need to figure out is how to streamline our service delivery. So when it comes to service delivery, depending on what you're offering, this can either be really simple or really complex. Now, the piece is, how do we make it so simple that we can plug people into the process and hire people and delegate more so that this doesn't become the bottleneck to our growth? Because oftentimes what I see is, oh, our processes are messy, or we're onboarding people really slowly, or we're not delivering the right results. That really just slows down our ability to scale, because we can't go acquire more clients if we're plugging them into a broken system. That's going to quickly lead to client churn and keep us in this 50K a month range, never breaking 7 figures in our first year. So streamlining your service delivery and making sure that it can handle more people is going to be absolutely key. And the last piece is going to be improving our service delivery results. So the last step was about improving efficiency. This step is actually about doing better in a way that ensures our clients are going to stick. Because if you can keep your clients for 12 months, 24 months, 36 months, you're going to have no problem growing. Because the truth is, if you never lose clients, you don't even have to be that good at client acquisition to continue to scale. So it's all about maximizing our client lifetime value, which allows us to spend more on client acquisition. And that flywheel just compounds really until we hit the next roadblock in our business that we need to solve. And that's it. That's the whole process that I would use to go from 0 to 7 figures in under 12 months with a brand new service-based business. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Also, over 85% of you who watch this channel are not subscribed. So if you could leave a like and a sub, would mean the world to me, and I'll see you in the next video.